welcome back to my channel. So I actually realized the other day that I haven't done like a sit down video about my exchange in England. So I lived in England for almost 5 months, from like September till January last year. I was living in Leeds, which is like 2.5 hours north of London, so it's a northern place, which we'll get into later. But yeah, the closest big city is Manchester, which is about like 40-minute drive, I think, maybe an hour on the train. I went to Manchester a couple times, but Leeds is quite a big, well, I wouldn't say it's big, it's a city in itself anyway, so I didn't really need to go to Manchester too much. And when I got there in September, it was still quite warm. It was like not that warm, it was like 20, and then it got down to really cold to actually, like in January it was snowing in Leeds, which was crazy considering in Australia it doesn't really snow, not where I'm from anyway. So it was kind of cool to see. It's quite an industrial town. Its nickname is literally Dirty Leeds. So paint a little picture for you. While I was in Leeds, I chose to do an exchange. So that means you do like a semester of your university overseas or at a different university. So I went to Leeds Beckett University, which is like partnered with my university back home. I really like Leeds Beckett. There's 2 universities in Leeds. Well, actually, there's probably heaps more, but the 2 main universities are Uni of Leeds and Leeds Beckett. So I was at Leeds Beckett, which is more like a sporty kind of university, whereas Uni of is like very posh and like well known. That makes sense. Probably gonna get hate because there's like quite a lot of beef between Uni of and Leeds Beckett that I have heard of. But yeah, I really like Leeds Beckett. I chose to have half my classes out at the Headingley campus, which is like 5 k's from the city, the other half in the city campus. And I think that was a really nice way to do it because Headingley is really pretty. It's like really green and leafy and like gives that whole like England vibe, whereas the city is more like built up. But it was quite annoying because you had to catch the bus into Headingley from where I was staying, and the buses just don't stop for you. The amount of times I was standing on the side of the road and I was frantically waving at the bus guy and he was just could not care less. I literally had to Uber to uni so many times. But anyway, accommodation I stayed at as well in Leeds was called Marsden House. Now this was from exchange. I was only offered 2 places, Marsden House and Arena Village, and honestly Marsden House was sold as being the really social, really fun accommodation. I'm not much of a partier, so I don't know why I thought this would be good, but I was like, get me into Marsden, I want to go here, and quickly regretted it. Like, it was fine, we survived, but it was kind of like a survival situation. I will say, when I looked up Marsden, okay, I did see quite a few TikToks of it being hectic, but I never saw anyone like actually talk about it. So that's why literally the main reason for this video is me just, if you want to go to Marsden, I'm just warning you, if you're not a big partier, it's not for you. Like, someone should have just told me. Actually, mum did tell me, but I didn't listen to her. But yeah, it is like hectic. I'll put some photos here of Marsden. I'll go through it because I've got my little list of pros that I'll go through, and then we can get into why I didn't like it. But anyway, I met some lovely people at Marsden. Shout out to Maddie, who stayed on the floor above me, and I literally would not have survived without her. The amount of times, yeah, it was really good having her there because we just needed each other. So thank you, Maddie. So just a quick brief layout of Marsden. There's 3 blocks, A, B and C block, and each block has 13 floors, with the top 2 being like penthouses. Penthouse is a bit dramatic. I mean, studios, not penthouses. Like, so you have your own kitchen. But every other floor you share with, I think, between 5 and 7 people. My flat was 5 people, so you get your own bedroom and your own bathroom, which is really good. And to be honest, my bedroom was cute. I put all like little fairy lights, and I actually really liked my bedroom. So yeah, vibes. I had a really nice big window that if there was any sun and light, I would get that in my window. But yeah, I liked my room. And then you share your living room with the 4 other flatmates. You share a kitchen, a little table and a couch. That's pretty much it. With your flatmates, I kind of lived on different schedules to all my flatmates, so I barely saw a lot of them because they would like party quite a lot, and then I would just be up really early in the morning. It was pretty fun. I pretty much had the flat to myself a lot of the time. I've got some other pros on here. There's a gym. There was a gym on site, and honestly it was pretty good for me because it's quite small, but I would work out in the morning most of the time and no one would be awake because everyone in England parties till like 10 a.m. I'm not even kidding, they were still out partying when I was at the gym. So So anyway, that was quite good. I've got another thing here. It's quiet in the mornings. Yes, it was very quiet in the mornings because people were still clubbing. My favourite thing next to Marsden though was a little coffee shop. It's called Archive. I don't know how to say it, Archive, I think. I'll put some photos up here, but it actually got to the point where it was a little bit embarrassing because I was going to this coffee shop like almost every day. It was quite annoying though because everyone parties and sleeps in so much. The coffee shop didn't open until 10 a.m. so I had to like hold out my coffee until 10 a.m. and then the week before I left they're starting to open at 8:30, so I mean that's good if you're going. And there was like one little shop which I'll put a photo of here too called a co-op, or I was calling them a coop for so long, but apparently it's called a co-op. It's like a little like IGA, which was good because I could never be bothered going all the way into the city to get my groceries. It was a lot more expensive than the city, but like it was good having something just there so you could get food if you needed it. Moving on to the cons of Marsden House. So there's two main cons I would say of Marsden House, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty, but there's two main cons. The first actual con I would say would be that it's a 20-minute walk at least from the city and from like the main shops of Leeds. So you're kind of out in like limbo because I mean I obviously didn't have a car and most people at uni don't have a car. So you're out, like you're a little bit too far away from the city to just like pop down if you need something, and there's kind of nothing around. Like there's the one cafe I said and like a little supermarket, a little co-op, but that's about it. You're in like this industrial like car dealerships, the outskirts of town kind of area, and like there's a bus that does go into town, but as I said before they don't stop very often or they just don't come. So yeah, that would be my main like con about Marsden, is the distance was like a little bit too far. That like when I visited my friend who she stayed at Arena Village, which was in the city of Leeds, I was just always amazed that like, so she would literally walk out her door and the whole city was there, you know, like you could literally, like there was shops and it was, I mean I saved a lot of money staying out at Marsden because I would have been so tempted to shop all the time, or like just like so many fun things in the city, and then we were just too far away that, especially because it rains a lot of the time in England, to like walk into the city then walk back. But I mean I did do it most days, but it was kind of annoying. That would be my main con, that there's like nothing really around it. And the area that we're in was right near Hyde Park, which not like Hyde Park in London, Hyde Park Leeds. Here are some TikToks. Hyde Park is just known to be quite dangerous. Honestly, I was pretty lucky. I never experienced anything really bad. We went away for bonfire night, which is like this like night in Leeds that I don't even get it, but it just looked really hectic. So we went there, thank God, because this was literally next to our street. But yeah, it's quite a dodgy area where we're staying. My second main con is if you're not a partier, it is super loud and just super rowdy the whole time. I kind of knew this going into it and didn't think it would be as bad as it was, but it was really bad. My flat was pretty good. If my old flatmates are watching my flat, thank you, you guys were all really nice. But my friend Maddie, her flat was just hectic. Like theirs was like the party flat, so I felt quite bad for her. She literally had to wear soundproof headphones to sleep because it was just the whole thing. Yeah, so if you're not into partying, it's going to be loud like 24/7, and also because everyone parties heaps, everyone smokes in the rooms, so the fire alarms go off like literally all hours. The first time it happened, oh my god, I genuinely was like scared for my life because like I didn't realize that it was just like a thing that happened. So like I was dead asleep and I woke up in the middle of the night to this fire alarm. Anyway, I soon learned that it just goes off every single night. So that was fun. We actually had like a whole group chat of like the whole of Marsden, and someone said that they were apparently like literally making drugs, and that's why the fire alarm was going off so much. So just keep that in mind if you're going to Marsden. Like that might sound like great fun for some people. For me personally, I was like, I don't know why I had it in my head that I was like going to live in a flat and we're gonna have like candlelit like dinners and like movie nights and board game nights. I was humbled so quickly. Definitely not the vibe of Marsden. It was much more like hectic and loud. So if you're not into that vibe, literally, this is your warning sign. I mean, you'll have fun anyway. Like, it's so fun going on exchange. So wherever you go, you have fun. But yeah, I just wish I knew a little bit more that it was going to be like scatty, because it was a lot. Yeah, so I would recommend, if you're going on exchange at Leeds Beckett, the only two we had the option to go to was Marsden or Arena. So I would definitely go to Arena. You're literally in the city. The rooms are bigger. Vibes. It looked really nice. My friend was staying there. Thinking about going on exchange, do it. Do it. It is so good. I'm so happy I went, even though it was a little bit traumatic. I've learned so much and grown so much as a person, so I definitely recommend everyone going. And because we were so close to Europe, we could literally hop on a plane, go to Portugal. It was like £15 to go to Portugal, like 30 Australian dollars. It was actually crazy. We had the best time. And yeah, I just thought I'd do a little recap video. Let me know if you want to hear any more about my time overseas in England or in Europe, because I did 2.5 months in Europe as well. And yeah, I just thought I'd fill you guys in because I haven't. So if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. If you have any videos you want from me specifically, just DM me on Instagram and I will try and make that happen. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Bye. Say bye, Bowie. Thanks for watching. Bye.